Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to play Chicago by Michael Jackson on the piano. So there are a couple different ways to play this song, and I'm going to be covering both of them. There's the way that I filmed in the original cover that I have on YouTube, and then that one adds in a few more extra chords, or you can play it like the original, so I'll cover both in this tutorial. So the song starts off with that bass line. So that's D, E, F. For chords, you can either start there, or you can play the first chord that I play in my cover, which is a B flat major chord. And then it's followed by a G minor chord, then D minor, and then C major. So I'll play those chords, and then as I play those, I'll play the melody with my right hand, and I'll play it pretty slowly so you can follow along. You could play those chords, or you can play like the original, which sticks to a D minor chord, and then switches to a G minor chord. So this is what that would sound like. So you could play with either one and it'll fit through the rest of the song. For the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to mirror my original arrangement that is shown on YouTube, so that's sticking to this chord progression. And then we get to the chorus, same chords, and then I'll play that melody for you slowly. Then the chord changes here, so instead of going back, you're going to play an A minor chord. And then you're going to briefly switch to an F major and then back to the A minor. So this is what that would sound like. Now one thing I like to add in is a transition from the B flat major to the G minor, and it would go like this. So all I'm doing is moving my pinky down to an A, which would make that an inverted D minor chord. And then you play the rest as usual. Now I like to kind of play arpeggios. It makes the cover a little more interesting and it just flows a little better. So you can do that. And another thing I like to do, which if you've watched some of my other tutorials, you'll be familiar with this technique, but with my right hand, I like to add in harmonies with other notes depending on the chord I'm playing with my left hand. So I'll add those techniques in for the next verse, but this is what that would sound like. So I like to build up the intensity going up to that chorus, and I'm going to contribute those couple techniques that I mentioned to the chorus. So as you can see, for example, if I'm playing a G minor chord, G, B flat, D, when I'm playing with my right hand, I would play some extra notes with maybe my thumb or my index finger that would match that chord. So instead of just playing an A, I would play. So I'm playing that whole chord. So this is what that chorus would sound like. go back into that A minor chord, so you can, instead of just playing one note at a time, you can play that whole A chord. Then the chorus repeats itself, so it has a little more intensity, so you can add in more arpeggios, you can add in more bass notes, add in some octaves, just make that as powerful as you'd like. Alright, so then we get into the bridge, which has a bit of an emphasis on that bass line. So this is how that goes. Similar pattern, then you go to a G minor formation. And then back. Now, if that's a little too complicated, you can stick to the chords. There's also a little vocal line he adds in, which you can transition right before that chord change. So if you wanted to add that in, this is what that would sound like. And feel free to improvise with those chords. Then we go back into the verse, which is similar to what we've played previously, but this is what that would sound like. As you can see, I kind of increased the intensity with that. Then we get into the final chorus, and it's pretty much the exact same as the prior ones, so feel free to experiment with that, to improv a little bit. Then that chorus repeats again, and then you have the chorus repeated a third time, this time with the instruments a little more stripped down. So I would take my pedal off for that part, and just kind of play staccato notes there, so. And then as you continue, you kind of build up the anticipation a little bit more. And then you would conclude with one final chorus, and that would complete the song. So that is how to play Chicago by Michael Jackson on the piano. I hope that this tutorial helped you, and if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a message or leave a comment, and I will be happy to help you with this one.